Minecraft Skyblock has a lot of different ores to make you rich, but of course one stands out, and that is Lapis, which we'll be setting up today. Before we begin though, consider subscribing as I'd very much appreciate it. Now let's begin. So recently we hit island level 23 from all of the farms and of course the mobs. So that means we can set up finally the lapis for the recipes here. I did also do some renovations, just moving a few of these around to make some more area to work with. As well, I did set up skeletons. So basically we're getting island XP from skeletons, and then all the loot is going into this channel here with the collection. Same with the leather, and then it all goes over to here. As you can see, it's all going into here getting smelted down. But of course we need to go ahead and get lapis started so we can start getting some lapis created. I have a section here, as you can see, that we're gonna make for a lapis crafter. That is pretty much going to be it for the main part of the video, and then we're gonna be doing some extra things like maybe expanding farms and moving some crops out, because we don't really need these crops anymore. The potatoes and the pitcher pods, we'll keep them, but we're gonna remove them from actually being placed down. Before we go ahead and do anything, if you are gonna buy anything on the Cosmic Store, consider using my creator code. I'd very much appreciate it a ton. Code not Connor is my creator code. So we're gonna grab out a bundle bot and the upgrades, of course, and we're gonna set it right here and put those in, and then we're gonna set the stack size to 1,000. We do need to go ahead and grab out hoppers and probably buy more. Let's go ahead and grab out 16 of our gold that we have here, turn it all into the scraps, and then we're gonna just buy every single bit of hoppers. It'll be way more than we need, but definitely gonna need them in the future anyways, so it's fine. So if we go into the crafting menu and go to lapis, it's basically we get these scraps from the lapis, we get the lapis, and then we bundle it. So if I face the crafting bot in the proper way, it can literally not have this gap that it has over here, so we should be fine. And I did also get all my bot upgrades on smelter and crafting to tier 3, so that is very good as well. Got that going. So we'll go ahead, plop this guy in, boom, boom, and boom, all the upgrades, and we set this to lapis. So the collection's gonna be on the back here, but the problem is, if I do produce too much lapis at some point, I'll have to move all this around so we can make sure it's all kind of lined up properly and just looks nice at least. We'll go ahead and get the lapis scrap there. To fuel this all in one go, we don't have to use another link chest. We can simply just make this line further and make it go down to here, and now it should be going in here into the bundler, as you can see. So eventually this is all gonna fill, even though we had to use like 5 extra hoppers, it's whatever. So we got the lapis machine set up. The problem is we need copper done. If we go into island mining, you can see we can get lapis. We're level 23, but we need our copper to be mined. We need 15,000 harvested, which of course we have a ton of nodes prepared, but we don't really have everything mined, and I don't really want to do copper fuel yet unless I really need it. And we're gonna set up another iron mining bot, I think is the plan. Either way, we're gonna grab out a tier 1 and a tier 2, and we're not even gonna really care of how much of this we place down. We're just gonna make a giant area and we're gonna get this going. We're not even collecting this loot, we're just going ahead and placing this all in. We're just going ahead and placing down a bot, starting it up with its upgrades, and putting some fuel in just to make sure we hit the requirement. We are going to put some fuel in the top with a hopper and a chest. So all this fuel that I'm putting in here and then up here should be enough to get this to run and mine all the copper when it starts. So for now, we don't really have anything else to do, and I'm probably going to have to come back here in a bit once we have the requirement, which of course is a little unfortunate, but we will set up another bot on iron right now. So let's go ahead and do that. So one thing I do want to mention also is moving forward, we're gonna have 1 extra block here at the front because we can't place down the 1 extra node because there's 2 blocks here in place. So we're kind of needing to do that so we can make sure we're still maximizing everything, of course. But there we go, we should be good on iron fuel now. So after looking at the iron fuel, it looks like it's producing way more now, and I did fill up everything with bundles, so this is all full, and this should all be full now as well. We just got to get the backlog going over here, which it looks like it's backlogging now, which is really good. So far we've gotten around like 300, I think, mined of the copper here, so I am gonna grab enough bundles to where that double chest is full, because it is draining a lot of fuel, so we might have to make copper if we're really in need of it. But now we're getting a lot of iron scraps here, and it's still not overflowing, which is good in the chest here, so we can even put down more iron nodes if we need to in the future. So I'm gonna come back once the copper requirement is of course done for lapis, and then I'm gonna give an update here in a moment. So it took like literally an hour for all of this to be done. So we are done with the mining on Island Mining. If we take a look here, we actually have the requirement for diamond resource nodes as well once we hit level 26. And we also got lapis completely ready. So we're going to go ahead and start destroying all this, getting rid of the bot setup here that we had for copper, and maybe we'll set it up at some point in this video if we need to. And I'm still not 100% certain if we're going to expand our farms and move them around. We'll see what I do with that, of course. Let's put all the stuff away that we have grabbed. And I guess we do need the mining bot upgrades anyways, and we need a tier 3, which I think I can purchase one maybe. Yeah, we can get a tier 3 for 7 million. We're gonna go ahead and purchase that, and we're gonna put it on our lapis mining, I think is the plan we're gonna go with here. So for the lapis, we're gonna make it up a little bit. So we're gonna go up, and then I think there's a 6 block range on this. Yeah, so we'll go out around 6 blocks here. So the bot is gonna be right here, and then we have to go out 6 in this direction. Or actually, let's go up one more. Okay, so this is the whole range we have here for putting lapis nodes in. We're gonna go ahead and grab some out. Might as well get all of that lapis out, and we'll start placing it in. We'll put in the upgrades for the mining bot, and then we're gonna start corner by corner putting in the lapis. I don't know exactly how many we can have on a rotation, but I think I'm just gonna put as many as I can in the full size that we can get with a tier 3. It doesn't really bother me if I have wasted lapis, because the amount of this I get from adventures is gross. I've been selling so much of it to the point where it doesn't even matter. So we'll go ahead and fill in this side as best as we can, and then I think this is all we can put in for the time being, of course, so that is good enough. We'll go and grab a hopper and a link chest, which I have been purchasing more of those, and collection chests, which is good. So I've went ahead and actually put in the best fuel, which is iron. And if we take a look here, it's filling up with a ton of fuel, of course, but there's a drawback. We're draining fuel like crazy at the same time, so we might even need to get copper going if this doesn't keep up. It's about a second and a half, I'd say. It takes down 1 iron fuel at a time, so we're probably gonna need copper. So what that means is we're gonna build copper up here. We're gonna go up 16 blocks and get that going as well. So we need a rough amount of 80 nodes because it's a 40 rotation. So we'll go ahead and grab those out, get a singular bot, and then we'll grab out the tier 1 and of course a tier 2 upgrade. And now we're just gonna go ahead and fill this all in. I don't really know how big of the area it needs to be for this, so we're gonna figure it out. So it's roughly right in the center here that we need to put a stone brick. We'll go grab that out. Boom, there we go. Put in the bot, and we're gonna put tier 1 and 2. And then I think we're gonna have this run off its own fuel, but for the time being, it's gonna run off of iron. And I don't think I'm actually gonna swap iron from this channel to a different one. I just really don't see a point right now. I think we'll use purple for our copper. So we're gonna shift right click and name this copper fuel, just so it's prepared, of course. And then I can break this down. So I got the link chest out. We'll start up with, I think, iron and then swap our way over to copper, maybe. We'll see, we'll see. It should start up once the nodes are prepared, of course, and recharged. And now we have to build another one of these. So here comes a big flaw in the system for making copper, though. We need another smelter bot going, and we don't have a tier 1 upgrade, so we can't really upgrade it right now, unless I take things off of this, which I think I'm going to do, and we'll get these upgrades eventually down the road again. And I do probably need to sell the salute at some point. It's pretty full. So I've went ahead and located the area I think we're going to use for the copper. It's just going to be another redesign of the same setup we have currently for iron and coal. From what it seems, we already have too much lapis down. I think I'm probably going to have to trim this down a little. We're going to do that in a while. We just need to get this copper setup going, but we are going to make the bot for the crafter sit right here instead, just because I do want to build the smelter back here. So put these signs down, and then the water, I believe, is like this. And then we have a full rotation here, which is perfect. We also do need the crafting bot out, so we're gonna grab that as well. We'll go ahead, put this to copper fuel, as you can see. So I'm gonna grab all our link chests out. We have our hoppers in place for the copper crafter going. So here's how we're gonna build the smelter. We need a water bucket, and what else do we need? Oh yeah, we need this on the top here, and then we're gonna put blocks around this. So one thing about the copper setup I forgot to mention, we actually need 2 crafters. It's not gonna be using that one with the upgrades. We're gonna have our other one that crafts a ton of scraps together into unrefined, I believe is what it's called, copper. So this one doesn't need any upgrades, maybe a tier 1 in the future, but for now it's fine. So our smelter is going to be right here, but there's also going to be water in there. So right when it spawns in the item, it goes right here. Pretty simple. We're also going to make all the iron on one hopper stream. One thing I completely forgot about, the back needs a hopper here, so we're going to pick up the water really quick if I can. There we go. This needs a hopper on the back, and then we put the water in. Face the crafter this way so it doesn't pick up anything in here. Set this guy to, I believe it's the unrefined. Yeah, so as you can see, you get unrefined and then you get refined copper that you turn into copper fuel because you need refined copper. So that's what this guy's for. If it gives the refined copper when it smelts down, it'll make the fuel. This guy is going to be crafting way more often, so it needs the upgrades. Okay, so I'm optimizing how many hoppers we can put down. I've moved this one, and this should be enough hoppers right here to make a full stream from one link chest, which is good enough. One thing I did also notice is this is keeping up really well on iron, which is fine, but we're gonna swap it over eventually. So right here, we're gonna put in the iron fuel, and I'm gonna grab bundles for this because it's gonna take too long for it to fill up. One thing I didn't even notice is all this is full, pretty much, on just bundles of iron. I am gonna have to go ahead and start selling some of those. So I filled in all the hoppers. I am gonna put the water back down just so it doesn't spew everywhere. We've got that situated, and now we're gonna grab out the collection for this. We're gonna make 2 different outputs, and we're gonna have a chest and a collection chest, so let's go ahead, grab one of those out and a collection chest. Put this down, the chest here, and then the collection. And then we set this to copper scraps, as you can see, and it should start picking them up and crafting them into unrefined. And then it should all make copper fuel once it burns down. And there we go, we got copper fuel going. This system does work, and there should be a ton of scraps on the floor, so I am gonna put this in the bot. Get this all crafted up so we can get some more copper going. So for the mining of the copper nodes, we're gonna have it on iron fuel for the time being, and then for this, we're gonna have on copper. So copper has something to do at least, instead of all our iron fuel being used like crazy, and then we'd have to put more of these down, which I don't want to right now. But there we go, we got lapis working. We are gonna break all this and see if this makes a full rotation work. I just want to kind of test all this out, see what works and what doesn't. The one downside of copper fuel is it's not guaranteed like every other kind of fuel because it smelts down and it has a chance for it to work. That's why we're gonna put in these upgrades now, so then it actually smelts and has a higher chance to duplicate the item, to then where we can actually make more copper fuel faster, even though it's still of course a chance-based fuel. And now what we can do to finish this off is put in the lapis, rotate it, and there we go, we got our lapis setup going. Absolutely amazing. And we got a lot of caramel, as you can see, and aged cheese going, which we could go ahead and do a quick sell with moon pie now, when we of course get more lapis going, which of course I'm gonna save for another video. Next video we're gonna do more farming, but that being said, thank you all so much for watching. I appreciate all the support, and I will see you all in the next one.